Woo! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is, of course, your boy, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here. And I hope you guys have had a fantastic week as it is Friday. And the Iowa Hawkeyes picked up a huge victory over Michigan, wherever you may be. And, of course, however you may be listening to the NHA channel. Guys, Iowa is the only way to do this is to dive right into it. Iowa is playing by far their best basketball of the season. They are balling. And the reality is that of late, the major differences between the Iowa Hawkeyes now and the Iowa Hawkeyes of yesteryear, or more specifically, the early part of this season, is the defense. Iowa is more consistent defensively. They are playing better as a whole defensively. And number two, why does it keep doing this? Sorry, guys. And number two, getting contributions from guys on a more consistent basis that they did not get before, such as Connor McCaffrey, Chris Murray. Yeah, Iowa would get some contributions from them, but not like they are now. Not 20 points and then 13 points from Tony Perkins. That didn't happen. So in other words, and I always talk about this, when I mention the ceiling of a basketball team, and the ceiling of a basketball team is based off of the peripheral players and how much they can improve by the end of the season. That is why Kentucky always, will start slow or relatively slow. And then by the end of it, because the role players have grown so much that by the end of it, they are nearly unbeatable. And that is kind of what this Iowa team is turning into. The role players are improving so much more that Iowa is just so dang hard to beat at this point in time. Let's play real quickly this bucket from Chris Murray. And, I've told you guys many a times that I thought that Chris Murray was the second best player on, as far as talent goes, natural talent goes, on this Iowa basketball team. And I think that is bearing itself out. I also want to note on this, and I noticed this as well, but one of Chris Murray's buckets, Hunter Dickinson absolutely shoved him in the back. Now, I have played basketball at a high level as well, and I know that occasionally it looks like you are pushing when it's more of not even a nudge, just that your hands are extended and you're just kind of going with the momentum, but you're not pushing. So, but it does not, considering how Chris Murray fell back, I think that Hunter Dickinson pushed him. And that was a dangerous play. Very, very dangerous. Anyways, I don't want to harp too much on that, but I thought that this was good work right here when he found that. Let's go back to the actual game in question. Iowa led this game from end to end. And more specifically in the first and the beginning of the second half, Iowa was absolutely dominating the Wolverines. who, yes, are without their head coach. By the way, their head coach, he looked familiar. I believe he was St. Joseph's old coach, the one who took them to a Final Four. So he is a very capable coach, okay? But my point is that, yes, Juwan Howard was out, but I can't give too much credence to Juwan Howard being out for Michigan, as they had the home advantage by far, and that is worth more than any one-time situation being without your coach would ever be. So the fact that Iowa went into Ann Arbor with a decent crowd, okay, jockeying for position in the Big Ten standings, and not only beat them, but beat them by double figures, is very impressive. It is very, very impressive. Iowa shot close to 53% on the game. Michigan shot about 50%. Iowa was deadly from three, shooting nearly 58%. Iowa did a great job at the charity stripe, going 92%. And think about this, guys. I mean, Michigan went 4 of 8, so they shot 50%. Not only did they not get to the free throw line as much as Iowa, which, by the way, is a skill. Teams who are always attacking the rim and driving into the opposing defense's chest right here, they get more foul calls and thus go to the free throw line much more. But had Michigan made 2 more free throws, they are slightly into the game as opposed to being down by 11. So free throws are very important, folks. I know it does not seem like it is over the course of a game. It's like, no, he missed a free throw. It happens, but it is a big deal. It is. It comes back to bite you. Iowa lost the total rebounding battle by 2 rebounds, which I am okay with that. Michigan has one of the best centers in the country, one of the most dominant big men, and all you can hope for is for the rebounding battle to be nearly the same. So would it have been nice if Iowa won the rebounding battle? Sure. But 31-29 is neither team really having a rebounding advantage. Michigan had 16 assists. Kind of surprised that they had more than Iowa, as Iowa was just whipping the ball around beautifully. They tied for blocks. Iowa had 6 more steals than Michigan, which is big time. Connor McCaffrey got a hand in the passing lane late in the game, which is huge. That's how you play defense. You don't foul. You get your hands into the passing lanes. You get deflections, and that, you play man and you play ball. That's how you do it. And Michigan had 4 more turnovers than Iowa did. Let's look at the individual stats. Keegan Murray, man, is this dude making a case for Big Ten Player of the Year. Honestly, I don't see how they can give it to anyone else. I mean, Keegan Murray has the best stats. His team is top 5 in the Big Ten, because here's the reality. Are we just going to start giving individual awards to the best player on the best team or the best 2 teams? Because in reality, at the top of the Big Ten is only separated by 1 or 2 games. Okay. And right now, Iowa is currently 4th, which is very, very good. Okay. They could, who knows? I think they could climb as high as maybe even 2nd. I think 3rd is the highest they can go. Point is that are we going to give the Big Ten Player of the Year to the best player on the best team or the best player in the league, no matter what? I think Keegan Murray is the best player in this league, and it's not even close. Patrick McCaffrey, had a quiet night, and, hats off to his dad. Chris Murray was getting it done, and he went with Chris Murray. Honestly, I wish that it wasn't an either or, because those are the 3 most talented guys on this team: Keegan, Patrick, and Chris. But it kind of is an either or at this point. Iowa's number 1 skill is their ability to play somewhat big man ball, but also somewhat small ball, because they have a plethora of 6'9" guys. So they aren't Michigan with a 7'2" center, but they also are not, playing a 6'5" guy at center. They still have length and height. So on their team. So by far their best talent is their forward position. So we'll see what happens with Patrick. Like I said, he came back. I don't think he played last game. And he was a little quiet in this game. I would like to see him be more aggressive. We've kind of seen Patrick kind of go like this, sometimes he's aggressive. Other times he's not. Sometimes, especially over the course of a game, he's aggressive early, and then he's not aggressive at all. He gets one shot of his blocked, and then he doesn't shoot for the rest of the night. Jordan Bohannon, I got to give my hat off to him. He is playing hard. He's playing good defense. And since going back to point guard, if we examine Joe Toussaint at point guard and Jordan Bohannon at point guard, it's night and day. Jordan Bohannon's stats have been way better. And so I think that was the right move. So I have to give credit where credit is due, and I'm not upset about this. Anything I've ever said about Jordan is just truth. And it's not meant as disparity or anything like that. I love Iowa sports. Therefore, I want the guys who get the most playing time to play their best basketball. So I am pleased with the transition back to J-Bo at point guard. I think it was the right move. Statistically, it's not even close. J-Bo is by far, as I said, playing his best basketball of the year, the last 10, 12 games. He is playing great. So, which brings me to Tony Perkins. So, by the way, Keegan Murray with 23 points, Jordan Bohannon with 19, and Tony Perkins with 13 after having a 20-point night the other night. He had 13, and Chris Murray had 19 with 6 boards. All right, guys, let's take a look at the KenPom real quick. And I will also show Joe Lunardi's bracketology as well. Iowa is currently 14th in the KenPom, 4th in offensive efficiency and 74th in defensive efficiency. If they could become a top 70 defensive efficiency team, man, I know I've said that all season, saying top 80, top 90, preferably as long as they're top 90, I'm satisfied. But really, if they could get top 70, that would be awesome. So we'll see what they can do with that. Either way, the defense has been the reason Iowa has won 7 of their last 8 games. These are the net rankings. Iowa is 22-8, and they are 15th in the net rankings, 1 spot below Illinois, which leads me to believe that they can pass Illinois. They might even be able to pass Purdue with a win over Illinois, which, as I told you guys, Iowa can, in my opinion, get as high as a 3rd or a 4th seed in the NCAA tournament. So we shall see. Let's pull up Iowa's thing here and take a look at the net team sheet. And Michigan was 100% a quad 1 victory. Iowa picked up a quad 1 victory. And it kind of sucks because there's been some victories Iowa has gotten, like over Michigan State, even over Michigan the first time, or excuse me, not over Michigan, they lost, but over Michigan State. But after Michigan State lost to Iowa, they dropped a few spots and it no longer was a quad 1 victory. So Iowa currently has 2 quad 1 victories over Ohio State and Michigan. They have a chance to pick up a 3rd. That would be huge. It would be huge. So we shall see. Last but not least, I'm going to show you guys the bracket and show you guys where Iowa is on the Joe Lunardi bracket. So here we go. Indiana, first team out. And I listened to Dan Dockich talk about Indiana, and he's absolutely right. There's no reason Indiana should be this mediocre for this long in the Big Ten. And this is why, when I always tell you, Iowa fans, it could always be worse. Indiana hasn't seen some of the heights that they have reached since the years of gosh, I'm blanking on his name. The shooting guard that they had also who played alongside that really, really good center. I'm blanking on his name. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up here. I mean, yeah, going all the way back to Victor Oladipo. But I'm talking about even before this. So let's go down a little bit more. I mean, it was a while ago, a very long time ago. 2009. Let's go down to 2008. Man, does time fly. Anyways, point is that there is no reason that Indiana should not be much better. And as an Iowa fan, you know, it is important to realize that because it can always be worse. I mean, Indiana has not Eric Gordon. There we go. Eric Gordon. And you know, the big man he played with, I can't remember his name, but anyways, let's get back to the bracketology. So we'll see what happens with Indiana. Problem is they keep firing their coaches. So here we go. Those are the first teams out, things like that. I think a spider just walked on my foot. All right, let's go back here. Let's see where Iowa is at. They're probably a 7th seed. If I had to guess, I would say that they are going to be a 7th seed. 6th seed against Xavier. Man, would that be a fun game against Jack Nungy and company. But he currently has them as a 6th seed. So, like I said, I think they can get as high as a 3 seed would be very hard. I think they can get as high, but I think a 4 seed is absolutely possible. A 3 would be difficult. It's possible, but unlikely. 4 is very possible. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. The Iowa Hawkeyes win their 22nd game of the season. They are balling out. I am so impressed. You know, I called it. I told you guys that Iowa would be a 20-win team. Keegan Murray is balling. Chris Murray is balling. Jordan Bohannon is playing his best basketball of the season. Same with Tony Perkins. A lot of guys playing very good at the right time. This Iowa team is dangerous, very, very dangerous. I think that this Iowa team can play with anyone in the country. So huge game coming up against Illinois. I think that it is Thursday or Sunday. So few games to that. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys next time. Iowa defeats Michigan 82-71. And last but not least, be sure to smash the subscribe button because, well, subscribing makes you feel good. Help me get to 1,000 subs. It would really mean a lot. We are chipping away. We are getting very, very close. And this is something that, it's not for me. This is something that we do together. So, and I am very appreciative of all the people who have supported thus far. I will put the PayPal link in the description for those who want to donate monetarily and help your boy out for his time doing this for you, Iowa fans. And last but not least, be sure to like, share, comment. You know the drill. DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts are feelings because feelings don't matter. Love y'all. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye-bye.